auction, pumping and dumping, manipulate the market, flood it from the darknet, flood it from the deep web, keep it a secret. Every exchange got the nerdy brains trading on the frequent.
Hello everybody out there. Hopefully I'm not chipmunking or anything. Just give us one moment. So I just realized that basically if you hear a humming sound in the background, that is simply the sound of the actual machine's fan running. So that solves that problem. That's what I was curious about. Anyhow, welcome to the DCG 201 live stream. I just want to correct my lenses here, because, you know, put some germs on my eyeballs is always good. So for those of you who don't know what this is or who I am Sidepocket. I'm one of the two co-founders of DCG 201, formerly known as DEF CON 201 and DC 201. We are one of the many DEF CON groups around the world that are located, because the 201 area code is in Jersey City, New Jersey, or New Jersey if you're not from around the state. We are sort of a hacker, maker, tinkerer, just all-around technological hacksaw group that's located in Jersey City. We meet the third Friday every month. In fact, our next meeting will be on June 18th, so it's actually coming out faster than you think. And if you want to know more information about us, you can go to our website at defcon201.org, which the link, I'm going to post that in chat right now. And we're also all over various different types of social media. We are on we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, GitHub, the hostducks.social instance of Mastodon. We have our own Onion, and our website lists our most important ones. But if you kind of want the master list of everything there, here is all of the links in this link tree I just posted. Lastly, we are currently streaming this on Twitch, DLive, or YouTube. If you like our content here, you can hit like, share, or subscribe on any of those platforms. It's completely free. It'll give you alerts when shows like Crypto Barons comes on, or our next meeting. What was I saying with this? We also get alerts for them, so we love cheering people on. And last but I'm actually wondering, why is it not making sure everything's restreaming out properly? So that's odd. That's a new one. But, and it's a big but, we're also streaming on a bunch of other platforms. We're supposed to be streaming on Facebook right now, although that might be having its own technical difficulties. I'll actually probably check that in a moment. And if you are unfortunately streaming on that platform, first of all, our condolences. And second of all, we are just posting a guide link, because you can chat with us on Facebook. The only real issue is that, what was I saying here? Is that it has its own type of chat system, so you have to follow that link in order to do everything. So let's get into the meat and potatoes, everything. Yeah, for some reason it is not streaming to, let me check something. Not streaming to, let's see here. It's not streaming to YouTube, to Facebook. So, you know, whatever. We can always share that link on there later. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'll have to check that out. Probably an issue with Restream. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show. So this is Crypto Barons. This is one of our two shows. My other show is Master of Unlocking, where I look at locks and lock security and how to lockpick and bypass, which, because I couldn't do it last week, I'm actually going to do the episode tomorrow because I delayed it, and then I'm going to do it again the following Sunday. So 2 Sundays in a row for Master of Unlocking. So all you lockpicking fans, this is great. But for all you cryptocurrency fans, we're trying to stream the Polkadot live stream special. Of course, because of Hop-In, we had a couple of issues here and there, but overall it was fun to watch Polkadot, and also all of the videos that we were watching together are now on YouTube. I got that announcement in my mailbox today. This episode, we're continuing our theme of virtual reality stuff, and we're going to take a look at 2 virtual reality-based blockchain technologies, or cryptocurrency technologies. We're going to take a look at Blockchain 3D Explorer, which is exactly like it sounds, and that's going to be really cool, and we're trying to run that. And we're also going to check out, if you remember Second Life, that whole virtual world thing, There is basically a version of Second Life that runs entirely on blockchain with its own cryptocurrency called Decentraland. So we're going to check both of those out today on this show. Quick recap about crypto barons here as I show the OG blockchain here that was donated by GI Jack. I'm blanking out right now. This is a show where we look at various cryptocurrency and blockchain. I can't speak. Hydrate time. There we go. Blockchain technologies as technologies. We get a little bit into, which we're actually going to get into a lot today, a little bit of market share. We're going to get into more than usual today, sort of the community and stuff. But we like looking at cool technologies. We want to see if they are running a certain type of blockchain. How is it built? How is it run? What sort of applications are built on it? Can we look at code? Can we run test nets? Can we look at wallets, etc.? So that's what we're going to be doing today. Without further ado, and I don't know how long this live stream is. First of all, I'm sorry for being late. We have a streaming laptop. We have a lot of laptops, and it was like buried with all the other laptops. I had to find it, and I had to remember how you plug everything together in order to make things work. So we're going to switch over the screen. But before I do, I just also want to let everyone know that if you're out there in chat and you have any questions about our today's topics, virtual reality, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, even some market stuff, I love talking to people in chat. So if you can go in chat and say anything as long as it's not stupid, I love talking with y'all. I love shouting stuff out that you say. But I also love our lurkers too. So if you're just here to watch, as you do, as I always say, keep lurking and keep learning. So without further ado, let's kind of look at what we're doing today. So as you're going to see immediately here, this is the DEFCON. Oh, I did not bring my image up. Here we go. There's my face. Hi, face. So this is the DCG201 website that's also built by Sircell. Basically, Sircell runs our entire infrastructure here for the most part. I would say he runs like it's like Jack runs like the crucial parts of it, and then Sircell is like the glue. So like Jack's like the glue, and then Sircell's like the popsicle sticks. And like I wouldn't get anything done around here if it wasn't for those two. And Sircell also coded and built this website for us. But what we're going to look at today is this thing. This is one of the two things we're going to be looking at. It's known as Blockchain 3D Explorer. So originally this episode was just going to cover Decentraland, but I thought I was looking around different VR blockchain technologies, and a lot of it was just cryptocurrencies and making tokens for as payment systems for virtual worlds. But I thought this just popped out of nowhere on a top 5 list, and I thought we would check this out. As it says here, this is a free multi-platform open source blockchain explorer that visualizes blockchains in 3D and virtual reality. So, which is what we're going to do today, is no matter if you're on a 2D screen or if you have a VR headset, you'll be able to do like the Jurassic Park thing. Instead of just seeing the blockchain either as a flat 2D image, as a data set, or just purely in code, it extrapolates all of the different data points in real time and maps them out in the 3D space. Kind of like those like little network plans with the cans and the lines and everything, except it's in 3-dimensional space and it's about blockchain. So it says like some of the uses for this is flow visualization, where they have a glorious real-time 3D rendering of blockchains. Let's see how networks are organized. And this also works in virtual reality. And Google Cardboard, that's hilarious. That shows you how old this project is. And then again, what it's mainly designed for is blockchain analysis. Analyze specific address and transactions and trace flows of bitcoins and tokens around the networks. I'm not going to play this video because we wanted to destroy the whole stream. It was made by a person named Kevin Small, because he's so small. Thank you, Kevin, for this. This is going to be a very interesting episode here. And we're going to explore the website a bit more before we jump in. So let's see some of these features. So this architecture is modular and allows additional data sources, physics engines, and visualizations. Wow, it's the full package here. The architecture is shown below with green ticks here. So let's see. So you have the front ends, which is your platform devices. It seems like it's supported on iOS, Android, Windows, Windows Store. So that's the 2 Windows. Apple Store, Linux via Steam, WebGL, which is what I think we're going to attempt to run it in. Oculus, Google Cardboard, which is recommended here. Functionality that's available. So I don't think it works on Oculus. And I think this is supposed to be the Windows VR thing, and I have no idea what that symbol is. And so there's supposed to be 2 visualizations, and apparently more is going to come, but right now we only have the visualization one with the blue sky. And it has the physics engine, graphic data engine, which has the common data model, the graph data, all in standardized form. The Bitcoin adopter, apparently it's also going to eventually support ERC20 in Ethereum, and then other adopters via hyperledgers. Apparently pulls all the data from blockchain.info and the Bitcoin data itself. And it seems like it's going to try to expand out for .NET for Ethereum, which we're actually going to cover in a future episode, various mainnets, testnets. So right now, what we're limited to is we're going to attempt to run this in Windows. We're going to use visualization ones with the physics engine. We're going to graph the data, look at a blockchain and Bitcoin, and we're going to get this info from the blockchain itself, as well as blockchain.info. As it says here, the current version of iOS, Android, Linux, Mac OS, and Windows, along with the Bitcoin blockchain. If Ethereum support is supposedly coming soon, this is a roadmap we're going to check. VR cardboard is possible at Google Cardboard. So it's just, right now the VR is just for mobile devices, which is hilarious because we do have a mobile emulator, but that's not how we're going to look at this. We're going to load this through Windows itself because I have the big old beefy machine here that we have last time. Let's see. So let's see some of the planned features here on that roadmap, as I just quickly check to make sure that everything is streaming hunky-dory. Yep, Jack does the back end, Sir does the front end, and that's how we split roast the internet. So here's some of the roadmap stuff. So let's see here. So it's done. Everything's open source, and it's available on GitHub, by the way. If you're on Twitch, if you scroll down, we have a little GitHub widget that allows you to look at the repositories, and for both Blockchain 3D Explorer as well as Decentraland. We do have pinned repositories on our own GitHub for that, but just in case you're not on Twitch, I also have just put the link to the source code for on Kevin Small's GitHub for this. Let's see. So they plan on this year to finally implement the ERC20 token integration. And he says this will allow visual flows in and out of and in between tokens. In the same way we're going to be able to extrapolate a blockchain, we should be able to look at a Ethereum chain, as long as it's and what's interesting is because, again, Ethereum, you can mold it into many different things. So as long as a coin is ERC20 based, we should be able to view that chain at some point this year. Right now, features he's trying to work on, or he or she, they, this hacker's working on, is annotations, so you can make notes for yourself when you explore the blockchain. Various highlight of different sources such as known addresses, transactions. He's apparently trying to add Unity's Google Cloud networking for collaborative VR experiences. So instead of each person trying to run this on their own network, the same chain duplicate across multiple computers, you can all go together on one chain using Google Cloud, and also allow layouts to be loaded and saved. They're also working on improving performance as well as offline rendering. And as he wrote here, he already did the iOS version with this Google Cardboard option, and they're trying to implement web-based demo using the Unity extension for WebGL. And let's see, adding web-based fully featured builds. Trying to work around course restrictions on blockchain.info. Again, when we might cover that in a little bit. And also just support for the main VR platforms such as the Vive and Oculus. So they have a lot of stuff here. You can also, and I'll actually share these in chat. This is not to us. This is for his project. So if you like this project and you want to donate him some Bitcoin, you can. And if it doesn't copy pasta everything, if you also want to share that with Ethereum as our bot breaks down, because I'm having that type of day. It's kind of funny because I had a really good day yesterday and a terrible night. So, if I seem a little off for an episode of Crypto Barons, that's probably why. And right now I'm actually enjoying myself, and this is very therapeutic for me. Doing things that I like doing, such as talking about cryptocurrency technologies and picking locks and things like that, kind of puts me back in the mood, especially compared to what I was last night, which is a secret. Also, hydration helps as well. And again, if you like the content that you kind of see here, you can hit that bell, like, share, and subscribe on Twitch, DLive, or YouTube. We get little notifications for them and all of that. And let's look at the how to use. So let's see here, because we're going to load the program in a moment. Application is very easy to use. So you download and you run the version of your desired platform. Let's see, initial screen. When you first start the application, you'll see the initial screen. In fact, just to make sure everyone is on the right thing, I'm going to blow this up. I apologize if you were squinting earlier to see this. So when you first start the application, you see the initial screen. This is where you choose what you want to see. This can be an individual address or a transaction, or you can let the app choose something to show for you. We either going to let the app choose, or I actually might scan that Bitcoin address that the person who made this has, as I get rid of the cookie bar, and we'll maybe explore that. So we'll try both. We'll try both. Both is good. So then we want to see it, so we can see 3D mode on any platform and VR mode with the Google Cardboard on mobile devices. And let's see, we can also specify an auto growth depth. That sounds like a disease, auto growth depth, or like something that happens to your car. To allow the graph to grow automatically. The graph will grow until all branches from the start point have reached a specific depth, not death, although death could happen to a chain. Choosing a depth of 3 is good. Choosing a depth of 4 can lead to slow performance depending on your device. This machine's beefy, but I will just leave it at its default 3. Let's look at the controls really quick here. So let's see, once we do that, we press let's go. We're taken to the world view here. And there's a little white dot in the center, and that's the crosshair. And if we aim it at an item, it turns white and we can examine it. So let's see, use the mouse or trackpad. So it does WASD like it's a first-person shooter to move around. And we're going to use, let's see, Q and E, which are the 2 keys that are flanking left and right of W on WASD to float up and down. And we look at items and left-click to see more links. And there's a whole list for keyboard controls over here. Let's see. World view screen. Bitcoin transactions are showed as blue spheres, and Bitcoin addresses are showed as red cubes. So it's blue spheres and red cubes and birds and bees, and that's how babies are made. Or blockchains. The lines joining the address is referred to as links in this application. Okay, so they use like cones as arrows, so like that shows you sort of the flow of the blockchain itself. So that's interesting. And we have expanding addresses. This is going to be so cool to load. In fact, I'm kind of impatient right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this on the keyboard section here, and we're going to switch over to the beefy machine. And we're going to attempt to, we'll do it live. So according to this, I should be able to, and it's at the updated version for desktop. So I should be able to just download the zip file. And then we should be able to extract the zip file and run the .exe, like the chads we are. Just double checking with something here. So I currently have it on mute because I don't think we need audio for this yet. So let's hopefully open this guy here. So I just need to drag this over to the other screen. So that's the that's the zip here. Let's see, explore. Maybe it auto unzipped. I'm not sure here, but we're gonna keep going. Let's see. So I think that's the one we have here, but I'm just curious. Let's look at some of the other folders. Blockchain 3D and VR Explorer data. Curious about that. So it seems like it's kind of basic stuff you'd find in Unity with its app.info, boot config, various global management levels, scripting assemblage, a lot of JSON here, as well as a lot of asset resources. There any plugins? They have an audio plugin, so this does play audio, so I might actually unmute this and hope that people don't go deaf. Yep, and this is the Unity folder here for resources. Oh, I kind of skipped ahead a little bit. And then there's going to be a bunch of dills. Windows loves its pickles. That puts everything to Unity together so that Windows can actually understand what the hell's going on. And it's using Mondo Bleeding Edge for the embed and runtime here. So that's fascinating. I didn't know it used Mono. And without further ado, let's load the application and cross our fingers that this works. So, okay. So first we're going to extract everything, which I'm actually going to do on the other window. It's extracting. We're almost done with the extraction. Extraction. It's like a video game. I hate this when you like download or extract anything. It'll go from like 0 to like 90, and then each percentage takes like an hour to do. It's so annoying. All right. Alright, so I think it opened, let's see here. Yep, so it opened the other folder. So I believe this is now the extracted one. So, yep, because now we have, that's the actual Unity logo in the VR Explorer. So let's load this. Probably going to show up on the, okay. Let's see. If I do more info, I should be able to run anyhow. And now we're in a weird thing here because it actually went full screen on the other screen, and I don't know how to flip it. Let's see what I can do here. First of all, let's get the cursor on this screen. Let's see. I don't really have much options here. Alright, so let me see if I can, hold on. Let's go into control panel here. And let's see if I can get like displays going on. Okay, so this is going to be fun. We're going to go on a short break. I'm going to message Carousel to see how we can get the image to go over to the main computer screen, although I do want to look up one thing on here, just to make sure I'm not going completely insane. Okay, so that's its only capture. And okie doke, there we go. And we're going to go on a short break, and I'm going to message tech support, aka Carousel, to see if I can move stuff over. I'm going to play some music, and I should hopefully be back in about 2 or 3 minutes with everything set up. Worst 5, I believe. Again, if you like the content that you see here, you can hit that bell, click like, share, subscribe on Twitch, DLive, and YouTube. We're going to get that notification. In fact, that bar that you see that says 95 out of 100 followers, those are specifically the followers on DLive, because if we get 5 more followers on DLive, we'll be able to unlock a category on our live stream on DLive, which is the cryptocurrency kind of streaming platform, which is Cryptocurrency Superstar, where we'll be able to do a lot more, not only for our DLive account in general, but specifically for Crypto Barons. So if you want to see an improvement for our second and fourth Saturday of every month episode of Crypto Barons, particularly following us on DLive will help us out, and it's completely for free. Also note for later on, Twitch, we always raid another channel on Twitch, and for DLive, just died. Brain reset. DLive, we're going to distribute lemons. I'm going to try to distribute lemons at somewhere between 9:30 or 10, and I'll do a 10-minute warning announcement before we do that, because we usually try to do that like near the end of the episode. So just hang back. I'm going to figure stuff out. Enjoy the music, and I will be right back. Although I just realized, was I on that the entire time? Okay, here we go. Okay, and we should be back here for Crypto Barons. So let's see if anything popped up. Okay. We're going to go on break one more time here. Give me a moment, because apparently that didn't work. So hang on. little bit more music. We're going to fix this. Okay, we are back, and this should have solved the problem. Yep, we have it on mirror mode. So now I should be able to go in, and we should be able to do the blockchain viewer right here. There we go. So as it said here, let's look back at the instructions. So the default view, which is the initial screen. Let's see, it's currently default selected to random address or transaction. I think we're going to start out with that, and then I can load the program again, and we'll look at a specific address. We'll actually look at the Bitcoin address that the creator is listing on the website here. So it's asking that we do normal 3D view, and obviously we're not running the mobile version, so we can't select the Google 3D card. And this was the depth selector, so we're just going to leave it on default for 3. The internet connection's okay, and let's do this. So it's going to choose a one. Oop, I actually heard audio on that, so I'm going to make sure the audio is still on. So it just keeps duplicating now. So as it's finding more chain pieces, it keeps growing. Oh, this is so cool. So you can see the white dot in the middle. That's kind of like our first-person shooter cursor. We can zoom in and out. So that's the core address here that we went to. And each sphere here is a different transaction. And as you can see, we have created more addresses that's done out of this transaction. So all these wallets are sending their transaction over to here, which is being bounced back to the main blockchain here. So it just keeps growing. It keeps growing and growing. So that's the last bit of the chain here. I'm going to try to zoom out as much as I can. Oh man, this is really cool. Because I know people have made prototypes of this, and originally G.I. Jack was going to preview this before we had just general tech issues with our current VR headset. But this is just so cool to see, not only because this is like kind of the future we were promised, but like Lawnmower Man and Jurassic Park and Johnny Mnemonic back in the 90s. But, we keep talking about how a good application for VR would be for like desktop and mobile development. Where you're looking at where it's like seeing all the folders in a program, but, being done as code. And we kind of spin around this here, do some strafing. And it kind of looks like a weird fan right now. See, there's like a tail over there, and this is kind of like the main body. It's like some bizarre fish here. All spinning from this one address in the middle that I just randomly found. But yeah, no, so it's just really neat that, I could show you, which I will show you later from Mono with its boring graphs, how blockchain just looks in 2D in a browser. And so it's just really cool to see this just going on in 3D. It's interesting with this tail piece here. So this is the address, and someone there's a transaction to this, first shown has a shell around it. And that bounced to that address, which then set off all of these transactions over here a couple of seconds ago. That's kind of fascinating. For anyone who's just tuned in, we are looking at this blockchain 3D viewer here. So let's just zoom up on here. So this is a main transaction node. There's a lot of transactions being forwarded. That one group goes back to the main chain, another goes to this address over here, which seems to be now shell capped to this. So it seems that there's two transactions that are going to the same address that then feeds back into the main node here. So is there some embezzlement going on? No idea. Absolutely no idea. And I'm using the Q, which seems to go down, and the E, which seems to go up. This is so neat. So this is an entire Bitcoin address here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out the program, if I can. There we go. And what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go back to, let's see, I think it's the features page. And they listed, no, it's I think on, was it back on downloads? Was I stupid? It was on downloads? No, it was the roadmap. It's either the roadmap or the how to use. But basically, there was a Bitcoin address, so it must be on roadmap. Ooh, here's something real quick. Let's quickly look at privacy here. So it has its own privacy policy. The privacy of site visitors and the use of the app is extremely important. The privacy policy outlines the form of personal information that's received and collected by this program and how it's used. So if you contact the site, we'll never share your email address or any personal information without your direct consent. That's good, even though it's just more of a please trust me thing. Blockchain 3D.info app does not collect or handle any personal or sensitive data, including not limited to personally identifiable information, finance and payment information, authentication information, phone book or contact data, or sensitive device data. I'm pretty sure that mainly applies for the smartphone VR versions, which I'm definitely going to check out later. And the site does use log files to learn about where and what from and how traffic flows from the site. So it does track stuff on the site, and there are some cookies. And it does use Google Analytics and Unity Analytics. So if you're worried about either Unity or especially Google attracting you, you know, I could see that being like a contentious point, although so many things use Google Analytics today. Like I guarantee you look Firefox and choose like Google Container and you'll basically see over half the internet breakdown. It's kind of nuts. But like what was mentioned before, we can actually look at specific addresses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the link that they said where you can donate, wrong folder, donate the Bitcoin to, and we're going to take a look at the actual donation address and see what that tree looks like. So made in Unity, we're going to get that screen, and now we're going to copy pasta hopefully, and just I want to double check on here to make sure that okay, so my confusion is when you copy it, it does the Bitcoin tab. I'm going to try it without the Bitcoin kind of weird URL extension here and hope that works. So we'll see. Limited data works without internet access. We're going to leave everything normal and let's see what grows. Let's go. Bad address. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go in and I'm going to just do the original address. Let's see if that works. I guess we're having the same problem with bad address. Bad address or transaction. Okay. So here's an idea. Let's go searching for a address or transaction that we can find. So if you have any suggestions of a Bitcoin address, you can either put the URL in or you can put the address in the chat and I'll copy it over. But I'm going to try to think and find, let's see if we can find, because here's the thing, I have no idea. My fingers always do that automatically. I honestly have no idea because I know that for registration, as you can see here, you can actually order the DEF CON 29 tickets, which is going to be a hybrid event this year, online for the first time because it is a hybrid event. My thing is that I have no idea if it has to be in cash, you know, if you have to do like fiat money via card, or if you can pay in Bitcoin. So I'm just curious here. I'm going to add to cart. And I just want to see what pops up. This is like the normal ticket here, and there's a swag at the bottom. I just want to see if we click buy now, if we actually get an option here. So, see, so the express checkout is shop and Google Pay. It seems like it only accepts fiat, which is fascinating because I'm pretty sure in the past, I know other conventions that can do Bitcoin. In fact, one of them is Hackers on Planet Earth. Hopefully I put in the right address for this. I believe I did. Because the current one has this weird splash page. What you need to do is kind of go into the archives here. Now, they ran out of space. So we could use the 11th Hope, but I kind of want to be more modern. So let's go to... Let's try to do this. Ah, jeez, what just happened? Let's just do the hope that no one likes to talk about is the circle of hope. See if we can find anything here. Let's see. About, news, venue, travel, workshops. See, I'm pretty sure, because I know you can, like, Hope has forever provided, like, a way to pay, but they may have removed that for the archives. Yeah, because there's usually, I think, a button where you can pay for your ticket, and they either might have removed it or whatever during the archiving process. So I'm just gonna click around a bit, see if we can find anything here. Do dumb travel stuff. Maybe in the FAQ listed, I just want to quickly rehydrate here, and then I'm just gonna start seeing if we come up with stuff. Online. See, can you buy with Bitcoins? Oh, I see what's going on. So now I'm really curious here, is they might extend this for the other products. Let's see. Special features. This is 2600. That was a horn. 2600 store. So let's see. What do we want to add in here? Totes. Let's see. Let's go to accessories, see what they do here. I still want that mouse pad. I think it's hilarious that they still offer Freedom Downtime DVDs. I guess that's good, because you want things to be like backwards compatible. Let's just do a classic 2600 baseball cap. So I just want to see what comes up if you do the payment option here. So we're going to add to cart. Let's go to checkout, see what pops there. So shop pay and PayPal. Maybe there's like an advanced screen that you have to go to in order to get that, because it seems to be using the same interface. So, trying to think. What place? You know what? Here's a cool idea. Let's actually go back to our website. And let's look at the partners page and see. We might be able to come up with something here. Possibly. I don't even know if this URL works. It still works. Okay, crap. Alright, so, because they might have like a, hey, donate to us sort of thing here. Possibly. Let's look. Because my whole thing is, we don't have Tor on this machine right now. So normally I would just load up the Tor browser and just go to like some random thing, find a Bitcoin address or something. But I'm not being able to do that right now, because I just want to see if we can load up an address. PayPal. Okay, so we have an address here for Hackers for Charity. Let's see if this is a valid address. So we're going to copy pasta. Copy. Let's go back to the program here. Let's see if this works. It seems not to want to work. Okay. Well, regardless, I'm just going to put the random one here, and we're just going to go again. But yeah, that was, this is probably the shortest segment right here that we're going to have on today's episode. That was the 3D Blockchain Explorer. It seems that this one only has 2 transactions, or at least so far, unless the rest of the chain's loading. This is one address going to transaction to another address right now. It's kind of in like a sad state here. It's like, this is like the loneliest blockchain right now. But yeah, this is the 3D Blockchain Explorer. And, it, you know, for even something in Unity, and I guess, you know, because Unity programs are not normally lightweight, but like, I didn't really have any problems like running and installing this in terms of like stuff. Actually, I want to do one last experiment before we go, but I just wanted to say that basically this was a really cool. I'm so glad that instead of just doing everything about Decentraland, it's really fun to actually see a way to 3D map a blockchain, and especially in VR. Just really super cool. But I want to try something since this is the all-powerful machine. It said, warning, don't cross the streams by going to depth 4. I want to see what depth 4 looks like. Let's see if this machine even chugs trying to load this much. Okay, so we have that going. See if it multiplies in the next minute or so. So right now it just seems to be 2 addresses here. 2 addresses going off shell transaction right now. A little bit of odd kind of visual overlay, and they're doing that like Doom effect where like they have basically like a rotating like 2D, 3D object or like a sprite or something, and they're doing that weird dev trick that like no matter where you face, all of the text information, in this case the transaction numbers, are all like going in the same thing. You can click the address for more links, apparently. I think so. Even though I don't know if it can. Why are we like slowly zooming forward? That's weird. It's a control issue. I just wanted to see if that worked. But anyhow, that was the Blockchain Explorer 3D. And it's just, you know, it's not like the most amazing groundbreaking thing in the world, but it's just nice to see that instead of having to load just a ton of information on a boring Excel sheet or something, especially like, you know, using web 2D stuff in real time, and you have to dig through multiple folders and history back pages, that just makes everything simple in 3D like that. And to see it in VR, virtual reality, using a headset, that was just a cool exploratory thing. So the next thing that we're going to look into as I load it up is our kind of main event going on right here. Let's see, let's just get out the dock system. And again, before I go into the main event, if you like the content that you see so far, you can hit that bell on YouTube to make sure you get your notifications. But you can subscribe to us, like, share, and subscribe to us on Twitch, DLive, and YouTube. We get notifications for those and cheer people on. So far, we don't really have much people biting, but that's fine because like it's always awesome to have viewers, and I love talking to people in chat. So if you have something to say in chat, I love talking with people on there. Otherwise, keep lurking and keep learning. But I mainly do this for myself. This is the first time I loaded up that program. That was really cool. So I hope that you're watching this like pre-recorded after this is done. That you just saw some cool beans right there. So, and again, if you subscribe to us on there, it's completely free. You'll get notifications when shows like mine, like the Crypto Barons, where we look at blockchain technologies, or my show tomorrow and the following Sunday, the Master of Unlocking pops up, as well as G.I. Jack's show, Arch Violence Perspective, which we're doing a bit of tweaks on for next month, as well as our new show, Circuit Breakers, where we tear apart technology, which is probably going to be a race between me and Ciricel to see who's going to do the episode. We might have 2 Circuit Breakers in the same episode. Who knows? We'll find out. But that will get you alerts for those if you can't remember like the scheduling that we do, especially for our meeting, which if I remember correctly, and I'm going to double check, our next meeting is going to be on June 18th, and we are still going to live stream this stuff, but we plan on trying to get back to normal here, and we're going to go back to our old venue subculture, and so it's going to be neat to kind of see people in person again, you know, provided that they're vaccinated and not like rubbing their buttholes on doorknobs and things like that. So let's get to the main thing here. We're going to temporarily turn off this, and we're going to go back to our browser. And let's look at Decentraland. Now, this is probably the thing most people think of when they think of VR and blockchain technologies, as the website eats up all my bandwidth. But yeah, like if you remember Second Life, I used to even be on it for a bit just to fart around. It was like this whole, like, everyone was like, this is the future, and Linden dollars, and, they were, like, pitching, like, virtual worlds where we can, like, vote for presidencies and explore, outer space in a virtual reality and stuff, and it just basically turned out to be just furries. Just furries and contraband everywhere. And Decentraland is basically that sort of, like, you can see, like, this 3D world here. You can create your own avatar, and you explore land, in all capitals, so you have to yell it, lands, owned by users. When you get to explore space, very similar to Second Life, where you make objects and buildings and phalli and things like that. And then, as I said here, you can create scenes, artwork, challenges, and more using the simple builder tool. You can take part in events they apparently run and win prizes. And for more experienced creators, the development kit provides tools to fill the world with social games and applications. And then, if I remember correctly, what makes Decentraland really unique is that every single object is referenced on its own blockchain, and that also allows the tokens, which are called mana, to be linked to all those virtual objects. So you can buy and sell land, estates, avatar wearables, and even usernames in Decentraland market space, because every single object exists on that blockchain. So this is not simply, this is a cryptocurrency being used by a virtual world. The virtual world itself exists on the blockchain itself. So this is literally, its backbone is built by blockchain technology here. It says that we want to determine the future of the virtual world. It's a first fully decentralized world. Decentraland is controlled via the DAO, which is a type of cryptocurrency, even though most people think of like the religious thing in China, which owns the most important smart contracts and assets at Decentraland. You visit DAO, you decide how to vote and how everything works. And we'll actually read the blog post here. Apparently they're also getting the NFTs, because basically everyone's getting the NFTs right now. And we're kind of in a sad state of affairs, because we did an entire episode a couple months ago on NFTs. I believe I covered it in February. And it was a good episode. Unfortunately, we didn't get to actually compile an NFT like I wanted, because the program didn't work, because, it's this show and my luck. But it was pretty neat. And it just sucked that, basically so many vultures took that idea and ruined it by essentially like NFTing stolen art. It's not even like copyright stuff. Like they were just like, they were just making things into NFTs that shouldn't be NFTs. So like if you have a picture of yourself on Facebook, people would just sell that. They would just sell your face that you didn't consent for, and things like that. And it just ruined it. So now when people say NFT, like it was like NFTs, it's kind of like cryptocurrency. That was like, oh, cool, NFTs. And now it's just like terrible scams. So that was just sad to see. Let's see here. So let's see. Decentraland DAO is cheaper and easy to use ever. They're using Snapshot and a multi-sig proxy. And, they have their own website, which I'm going to load separately for the governance using the DAO platform. Because, again, what they're using, it's built on a blockchain that has all the different objects and data information, such as names, avatars, the actual physical environment, which they call lands, costume wearables, things like that. And they're all managed by smart contracts. And DAO has a built-in sort of smart contract system here. We're going to probably cover DAO one day in the near future in the summer. I read that as the edibles curation committee. That's the type of night that was the type of night I had last night, and I kind of have now. So let's drink some water to that. No, the wearables curation committee, and it seems like that's where they're going to go with forward. Okay, so let's go to like the main thing before we try to load this, which is there's an entire section here on the blog for technology. So right now we're on version 2 of the Land API. Let's take a look at that. This was released back in January. This is Monday, January 18, 2021. Let's actually, again, I'm sorry for anyone who squints. There we go. That's readable. That should be pretty readable. New version 2.0 of Decentraland API, or the Marketplace API, is available. The documentation, which we do have for the web version, is on GitHub. I'm just going to open that separate link. And let's see. If you're not a developer or familiar with Land NFT. Okay, so I think that's what they probably changed, is that originally all this stuff was on the blockchain, but probably as raw data, and now they've classified pretty much every single asset in this game as an NFT. That actually makes a lot of sense, and probably honestly a better way, especially for smart contract uses. to build stuff on. So that's fascinating. So as I said, in a nutshell, each land parcel or estate is a process as a set of description metadata tools like the marketplace need access data in order to display all the relevant details for pieces of land. So for example, land can have, we should have like a land counter in the corner. I should have did that earlier, but they have different types that can be either unowned or owned, basically kind of like real life where you have public spaces and private spaces, even though particularly policing agencies like to muddle those terms so that they can just beat up anybody. Let's see, it can be dedicated to a plaza or community district, or it can be part of a public road. It's kind of smart. Actually, so just reading this, it sounds like they kind of thought this out a lot better than Second Life. Which wasn't hard to do because this is like jank early 2000s. Actually, that's like saying jank early 2000s, I just realized, is like saying ATM machine where it's redundant. I can just say early 2000s and it's already implied that the jank is strong with this one. I just want to zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Land can also be given a script name by its owner. Its owner can include their own name within the land's details. The parcel must have XY coordinates because this is a 3D world, making it position on the map of Genesis City. Maybe the city does what Nintendo don't. I have no idea. And let's see, marketplace. Oh, cool. I think we covered this on one of the security coins. The security coin episode, I believe we did back in second half of September, and we talked about the OpenSea platform. So it's neat to see that pop up again. We've literally reached a point with all of our special interest shows, especially with Master of Unlocking, and this is already starting to happen with Crypto Barons. I can't wait to see this happen to Circuit Breakers, where like stuff that we did earlier now keeps haunting us for new things that we cover. So that's pretty neat. And now they're going to talk about here like why they need the new API. Let's see. So apparently this is about endpoints of returning data, and trying to do that is for multiple endpoints is annoying. And so that's apparently why they revamped it. Let's see. So one of the differences here is get tiles. So this was the original code that they had that would return an object. So this was the original format here. So you have type, the X coordinate, the Y coordinate, the owner, question mark, the state ID, question mark, name, top, no bottom, ironically, left, right, and price, which I assume is just like the different sides of the 3D object. And now with the V2 tiles, let's see what's different here. So you put the type, you have the X, the Y, and now we actually have like the type in here, so it designates, is it public, is it private, etc. And then we have top left, update, name, owner, estate ID, token ID, and price. So they kind of just clarified all this code here. Let's see. So not only does the endpoint now return more data, like the parcel ID and the type of is and timestamp, but also returns data in more reliable strings as compared to integers, which is probably why they changed a bunch of these to Boolean values instead of pure number values and string values before. So that's interesting development there. Let's see. So we have, oh God, that's the, okay, now I wish I had alcohol, because if there's anything in computing that triggers me, it's seeing three dreaded words together as one. Unix timestamp. That is the, like Pee Wee Herman, I don't know if anyone remembers that show where they had a secret word, and if you said that, you had to scream. Well, I'm officially declaring that anytime, if you ever see anything from DCG 201, you see Unix timestamp pop up, you have to down your drink right now. Because I can't think of a more appropriate phrase to get wasted on so that you can make all the bad memories go away than the phrase Unix timestamp. If you want to know more about them and how frustrating they can be, you can either ask G.I. Jack or Saracel for that, because I'm just trying to cover this thing. So that's sort of like the new land API there. I'm just going to back up, see if anything here. And let's just quickly look at the Infinity engine here, and then we'll quickly look at like some of the documentation, and we're going to attempt to run this thing on the big computer. I keep showing this Western thing. It's kind of cute. Let's see. So this was, I think this was posted, this was posted back in March of last year. So like literally right when the plague hit, they updated this. So they launched back in February 20th last year. So that opened it for the general public. So I believe before that, I guess, was in beta. Let's see, metaverse and stuff. So what they're using is what's called the Infinity Engine, created by Ben Svarga. I wonder if it's related to like Disney Infinity, which would make sense because that game was very modular. Like, let's see. The Infinity Engine is essentially two things: a licensable game engine inside Decentraland, and that's fascinating. So you can actually do engine stuff and license it in Decentraland. So that's interesting, and its own first demo application, and its own grandpa. Players must mine for loot underground and take a trail to desert. Oh, this is the demo thing. That's neat. Maybe we'll find that in the game world here. That's interesting. How often do you store about the terrain that's not visible to the player and determine what objects they see? This is actually a good point. So, I know from upcoming VR headsets that like one of the big things is sort of, even when you have powerful machines, is you want to be as resource efficient as possible. In fact, the more efficient you are with rendering your 3D graphics, technically the more details you can pump into a single image per frame. And I know for a fact that one of the things that was really bogging down VR in general was, I'm going to yawn here. Had that type of day. Don't worry, you guys aren't boring me. I'm just still recovering from last night, because last night was not fun. This is fun. I'm glad doing this. But is that kind of like a lot of video games or poorly done 3D programs, it kind of rendered everything at once. And what I know that, like, I don't know if Oculus 2 does this. I think some of the things Oculus 2 does this in terms of software. But I know in terms of hardware for the upcoming PlayStation VR 2, I don't know if that's going to be the name, but I guess that's what's going to be called. And we're going to make this quick because we're actually running out of battery here. But that, I just died. So essentially what happens is that it actually has a built-in hardware rendering function where it renders the entire environment in low poly mode, and then it tracks really fast where your VR headset is in 3D space, and it knows the exact cone of your vision. So basically what you see in the headset is the only thing that's actively rendered, and it refreshes so fast and processes information that no matter how fast your head turns, as you look over to something, it'll know that you're turning over to see there, and will launch it from low poly mode to full detail mode in real time. And that way, that basically increases the frame rate. It allows for more processing power per image, all that good stuff. So this is actually a good question about like how much is visible to the player here, so that things don't get bogged down. So as I said, procedural and world fix objects using shape manager function. That's one way to do it. So that's kind of like a little demo there. So that's neat. All right, so let's go into, let's see. So we have, let's just look quickly at other tabs here. We have the marketplace here. The reading fonts right now. I hope this loads. Okay, so we have this is the stuff where you get to see all the digital goods. This is normally like, if this was Second Life, this would be what you would use like the Linden dollars on. Top, Jack's already triggered. They're trying to sell a steampunk coat. Well, the first things that pops up is the aviator helmet, and steampunk coat. I read that as meteor cheese. God, I really did. Bitcoin shades and Atari. I can't think of a better hipster combination than that. Although now I kind of want to use a 3D printer or something to make those shades in real life. In addition to the blockchain that Jack lends to me each episode, just to annoy him and all you viewers watching. It's kind of hilarious. Oh, now we got to cyberpunk stuff. We have cyberpants. And they have different estates here that you can get, and usernames. Let's see these usernames. Yeah, you can buy Jimmy Chill. It sounds like a Batman gangster villain. Windows with a 1. Magic Johnson. I can buy a Magic Johnson. Now, I don't know if that's the basketball player or like the thing we probably should not say on air, but either one, same diff, both works. You can name yourself after a laptop here with Acer. You just call yourself a streamer. They have sysadmins for sale. You can get your name as sysadmin for a year. to confuse everyone. The virtual world, that's hilarious. iMage, 3D scene creator. Like, this is Booze. Name yourself Booze. Yep, we reconnected. So I don't know if anyone missed out. So, but basically, what happened is that kind of secret. This 3D world entirely works in browser. So unlike Second Life, where you had to load a separate program, this works in browser. And I thought maybe Builder was going to like explain what the Builder is, but apparently it tried to launch into the 3D world, which this machine can't handle, not because it's not powerful. It has a GeForce GTX in it, but it's because of the bandwidth for streaming. That's why we have this separate machine with a very high-powered Ryzen 5 in order to handle this. So I apologize for the dip there. But we're going to continue with this. And here's where, so this is the governance. So this is where you get to vote stuff on the DAO platform. They're voting for things like search by name function, different various points there. Build a planetarium, because, you know, every place needs a planetarium. That's just all in the other. Name ban. Okay, that's funny. You can vote on who gets banned. It's like, what is that TV show? What, Survivor Island or whatever? Holy crap. But this is what I wanted to get into, which is the docs here. This is a bit of the documentation. I'm going to zoom up on here just to see how everything works. So we have world, market, create, the Ethereum essentials. Let's just click on world real quick, and then we might go into create. Let's see. That's just a little. So basically, a lot of cryptocurrency things have a wiki, and this is basically kind of like a one-way advanced version of the wiki. Escape the room tutorials. That's interesting. I just want to load up what they say about the SDK here. So the SDK 101. So I guess it's based out of the matrix. So Node.js you need, and using npm to install. And you do init and then start to run the SDK, and you can change various class systems and stuff in order to render scenes. Of course, because it's cryptocurrency, it's going to be doing there we go. Basic shapes and the battery's running low. Okay, so this is what we're going to do real quick. I'm going to get a charge cable for this machine. It's going to be last time we play music, and then we're going to read the rest of the documentation and go right into Decentraland. So just hang on to your trousers. We will be right back. This will be the last break we do. Enjoy the music and stay tuned. We will be back in a couple of minutes. So see you here in the Crypto Barons in a couple of minutes here. Okay, so I don't know how much energy we have because it's really dire. Actually, shoot. Yeah, so apparently the issue is that because we don't have the original charger for this has low wattage. Thinking. So yeah, that's going to be an issue because it's around 4%. You know what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a sneak peek into this thing. We'll just play this until it dies. And then we'll look at some of the code in this and then round out the episode. Yeah, I think it's kind of hilarious that, like, whatchamacallit, that it's like you, that like our actual VR meetup episode went amazing. And then like all the VR themed stuff we were supposed to do were just all almost crapshoots except for Cyrus. Because, you know, he's the man, so of course everything with his goes really smoothly. So I just wanted to see if we can just load in here, because I just want to look around. And hopefully we can actually load this up before it dies. If not, then I apologize. Well, if we can't load up Decentraland here, the next Crypto Barons, we will open... Whoop, there was this pop-up there. We will actually open with... where'd it go? We'll actually open with... Decentraland. So let's see. So this is, I know you can, like, you have to link your accounts. It said we're going to enter as guests because we don't have MetaMask generated on here. We have music though. So unfortunately we can only pick between two genders. So there we go. I am automatically a guy in the summer from Hoboken. I am a douchebag. That's fascinating. See if we can customize this a bit more. Try to make him a little bit more of my skin color. Kind of in between these two. So, like, my upper hand looks like that, but my lower arms that I've recently tanned look like this. So, you know, I'm just gonna go for the slightly darker one here. And let's give him, let's attempt before the machine dies to give him a slightly less douchey art style here. I love how they're totally going, oh, you can get mohawk. I love how, and unfortunately there's no crazy colors, just like normal hair colors, but no like, there's no like blues or purples or anything. That's kind of unfortunate. Man, so I guess what happened was that we stored this away in the room, and that means unfortunately, let's give you angry eyes here. He has shades on, but I always choose a green eye color for this. And right now he has beady eyes. I'm actually wondering, is his shades an accessory? Can we unclick that? Yeah, he has like dot beady eyes. That is just a horrifying face right there. Go back to head. Let's look at some of the eye options.
Nice.
I'm doing this until the machine finally goes kaput, because I assumed, wrongfully so, that when we put the machine away, it was fully charged. But I guess it was just like thrown in a corner. So that's kind of what I looked like yesterday when I came home right there. That's what everyone looked like when they legalized cannabis in New Jersey right there. That's hilarious. And that's just like creepy pet spastic eyes. But
yeah.
That was both not only high eyes, but that was the sound effect right there.
Fancy.
Oh, this is actually shockingly professionally done. And it's just so weird because I remember... That's gonna haunt my nightmares. I remember, you know, Second Life was this huge, ginormous kind of program, you know? And so it's just so odd to see,
Whoa.
Keep these stupid omni eyes. So it's just so weird to see like a more advanced version of Second Life just built into the browser. I'll try to get myself a bit more, because like I have lips, but I'm not like this.
Aha.
Although that doesn't look too bad actually.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a little bit of thin line one here.
Fancy.
Let's go for that one. And I should be fine with facial hair. We have like, it is running on fumes right now, so this is fascinating. Probably just gonna die in the middle of this for no reason. We have different types of facial hair here. crypto barons, we're gonna actually we're gonna start or end the stream by actually fully quickly pre-create a character, and we'll hop into the world itself. Although, you know, I just might keep all the defaults and just do that here, and we'll take a better, further look. So let's see. So we'll do Sidepocket, and I don't know if do I have to enter my email in order to continue? Okay, good, I don't. And then we're going to do what most people do with these ULAs. So that way you can click the I agree. This is running on fumes, so we're going to see how far away we can get this. Let's see. So, let's see. Click the world to lock the cursor. Okay. Oh wow, this is like full FPS controls while these like slug clouds. Oh, so it's in. That's interesting. I thought this was going to be in third person, but so currently it's in first person. So they have both their Twitter and Discord links here. We have a little bit of a frames per second issue here, and honestly it's probably because I'm using a touchpad, so the cursor's kind of all jumpy. So the crowd here, let's see what are the trending scenes. Wonder Mine crafting game, sounds like an off version of Minecraft. Toyanama's Casino, Dave's Art Gallery, and Genesis Plaza, which I can barely read up there. And we have this nice Gootsy water fountain going on here. That apparently I just jumped into. And there seems to be like a bunch of classic like either games or 3D object characters. And a bunch of events. Let's see, we have Timeless. See, the sad part about this is that this looks like an eyesight test. I know you folks are probably squinting trying to see that home. I can barely see what's at the top, and I have a giant laptop screen here. And I guess you can scroll through events. So, oh, we use E and F. Okay. I will say this is shockingly professionally done. This is an Atari casino, I guess. I don't know, since there was Atari shirts, I don't know if Atari, like, officially, like, partnered up with Decentraland or whatever, because I know Atari right now, because they're shady pieces of crap. Like, Atari has nothing to do with Atari from, like, the 2600 back in the day and stuff like that, or the Jaguar, if you're sadomasochist, or Lynx. They basically exist kind of as a scam now, and they have a games division. They recently made a cryptocurrency division, so I have no idea. Oh, you could toggle between the perspectives. Okay. Just hit V. Okay, so for some reason, it like kicked me out of the window here. Let's see. Switch the camera. Why won't you let me view things? Okay, so we have currency options. We have Ethereum, Mana, Tether, I believe that is, DAI, and the Atari token. Like I said, Atari made their own cryptocurrency division here. My question is, because the thing is, I'm hitting V. There we go. Because it like clicked me out for no reason. So I can go from first person to third person here. So this is a little bit more of what like Second Life is like. You can see the run animation here. Right now making me go through like the tutorial, which I might skip. Free to play games. What is this thing? Decentra games. So I guess these are games that are built into the VR world itself. I thought that was the logo for OCP from goddamn RoboCop right there for a second, because that's how old I am. And then I found the unicorn. You can buy whatever the hell that is. It's type of NFT, and of course the Twitter and Discord. So yeah, I guess Atari must have like invested in Decentraland, which I didn't know about. There's like a little happy robot here. I also noticed how incredibly so far empty. Maybe I had to go to the plaza, but so far I don't really see any people running around. And of course, because this is Atari, and particularly because this is oh, and I can jump too. Very floaty jump. It's like how I get out of chairs in the morning. So C launches the control panel, so I can review like the thing. Oh, I is for inventory. Okay, and U is. Oh, we can hide the Decentraland UI. So that's neat. We can use voice and text chat to view other players. Hang on a moment. I can't remember what the control panel thing was again. Oh well. But yeah, this is an NFT, and of course, because it's cryptocurrency, it has to be like a cyberpunk hot latex lady with a samurai sword and Nyan cap because of reasons. So at least Atari, for once, knows its target audience, I guess you could say. Just gonna explore this for a couple more minutes, and then we'll kind of wrap up the stream here. We'll look a bit of code, and then we'll distribute some lemons. I guess we'll do some lemons in about like 5 minutes. I'm actually shocked how well this machine is like literally running on fumes. Like, this is impressive. Like, I didn't know that about this machine. Because essentially this is like, because it warned me it's like this is not the same amount of wattage, so I'm actually really impressed. And of course we have over here another NFT with a woman, this time draped in like a sort of toga sort of thing, wielding a sword. So again, at least they know their target audience. My question is, are these just dressings, or does this actually have a function here with because it says there's different games. So I guess I have to click on that logo itself, maybe? I'm kind of confused of how this casino works. I saw a portal thing earlier. Let's run into it, see what happens. Okay, so we got warped into like the... Whoa, a second. What happened to my face? Apparently my face and my lips didn't load. For a second there, I thought I was wearing like cool like purple cyberpunk shades, but nope, I don't think the user was because we picked eyes. My face did not load. I have no face. Yet I must scream. I have a summary of this weekend, to be honest. Oh man, I feel if I wasn't like really tired and lazy right now, I would go run out and get my UV mask that I always like use to simulate like in real life my face not loading. So there's like a little hidden like blackjack table over here. We're just running around this outer perimeter in loafers because I wasn't asked to fully. If I knew the machine was gonna run this well on fumes, and we just clipped through like part of the geometry there, I wouldn't have gone on break, and we would have like sat there and truly created a character, which is fine because I just really wanted to show like how this worked and everything. Oh, we almost fell. Oh wait. Okay, let's try. Let's be assholes. Let's see if we can jump down here. Here we go. Let's do some like Quake skills here. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Suicide! That was anticlimactic. But yeah, I guess over here is sort of like a dancing stage or something like that for people. Oh, I think C is for... There we go. Yeah, because it said press U, but it's not hiding the UI. So, I don't know if something's broken or what. But let's head over to those... Last thing I want to do in here before we look at some code and round out the episode, I told everyone this is going to be a short episode today. That's why I wanted to start on time, but that didn't happen. Is, I want to see these two icons. So there's like top up free play, and then Decentraland. I like the cars parked out here. Let's go to the free play. There was an error. End of an error. Okay, let's see. Okay, so apparently this is going to boot me into a tab. Tables in the Metaverse Casino. So I guess the Decentral.games is like where you put like kind of like games in the hub or whatever. That's interesting here. So games. So we have blackjack, roulette, slots, backgammon. That's my problem though, is like we were looking at this stuff earlier. I have no idea. This is the Uniswap. We're going to cover Uniswap and Pancake Swap. I don't know if we're going to cover it in June, but I would say between June and September we're going to cover the cryptocurrency swap mechanisms, whether it's Uniswap or I almost said Pachinko, or a pancake swap, which was actually something I debated about covering at PancakeCon just because of the hilarity of the name only, but I wasn't too well versed in it at the time, so I had to like just oh, here we go. Now we can do a game here. See, we have to actually bet on this. Yeah, let's learn how to play. So in order to select a bet, you have to click on those coins across the table. And after you pick the bet, you can place a bet by clicking the appropriate square on the table. It actually makes me wonder if I should go in first person mode. There we go. Okay, so this is why you're able to flip back and forth here. Let's click on a wheel. Initiate multipliers, a 15-second countdown. Good luck. Alright, so I don't really have anything here. I'm just going to try. Oh, you have to... We don't have MetaMask loaded, so it's like you have to actually use the coins for that, so that was a bug. Anyhow, that was the Atari room. So that was X and P. I guess P is for okay, so that's the settings. Let's see here. Control. So P is the settings here. So we have sound on, the sensitivity ranges, the voice chat, which is in beta. And then all the graphics, so... Oh, so we're stuck on 30 frames a second. Okay, I'm not going to do anything with the rendering and draw distance scale, even though this machine's supposed to be powerful. I'm just curious about if we uncap the limit, how much lag there might be. So we're going to try this. Okay. And let's exit. Get back in the world here, if I can. Okay, so what I can say right now is that I think the frame rate is smoother, but the polygons went a little bit lower. Look at this guy over here, the NFT, and there's a noticeable lag with the buttons at uncapped frame rate here. So that's kind of fascinating. And it seems that as I run towards these lights, it seems like the more intense things are, we get. I think I saw like 1 or 2 frame skips. And there's a little bit of a downgrade in terms of the models as you go across like way more complex scenery like right here. But it seems like when we have like mostly like open space out here, it's at least running at 30 frames. It might be running at like 40. So that's fascinating to see. It's kind of just using my I used to make video games, so you might have experience. Anyhow, I'm now gonna have the computer rest here. So you use escape to get out. But that was that's the virtual version of Decentraland right here. And that was I'm actually really that was a way higher quality experience than I thought we were gonna get on this platform, to be honest. Normally okay, so a lot of times with cryptocurrency stuff, as we see with the scams and things like that, is that I'm so used to stuff in cryptocurrency and blockchain stuff. No offense to some of the awesome programmers that make this stuff, but I am usually highly convinced that we're gonna see the worst jank you're ever gonna see. Their websites are usually slick, but usually the programming's not. Everything's in permanent alpha, and I was legit impressed that despite not running into other people, how utils library, how professional that was. It did a tutorial thing really flawlessly. It's fully sound effect, everything. I didn't really have any control issues. So, I can actually now see the promise in Decentraland here because, dead serious, good. We didn't go into build mode. Maybe I'll do that on the next episode of Crypto Bands. We'll quickly look into build mode. I completely forgot to click on that. But I think it's more important that this computer properly charges here. So I just want to look over how you install the client. Of course, you're using npm because Java, and encoding scenes here. So I'm legit impressed of how professional and not jank that is. I wish it had less skeevy stuff. I wish Sony was investing in it and making it the new Home. I don't know if anyone remembers PlayStation Home and that sort of weirdness where it tried to be boring Second Life. This is making a bouncy ball entity here with the different position coordinates. But like, oh, but like, so I wish it wasn't like Shady Atari. I wish it was like Sony, and this could be like they could like rename it from Decentraland into like Home 2 and have like PlayStation points as the cryptocurrency and stuff. Because that, I can see why people would want to invest with something, because in terms of like the engine and how it was designed and everything, I am like legit impressed on how professional that was and how easy that was to get it running, especially in browser. Once we got everything to run, our only fault here, which is my fault, is I assumed that the machine was fully charged. So by the time we got to this point, I wouldn't have to go on break and try to run it on fumes. But unfortunately, that did not happen. But yeah, so that was Decentraland. I'm gonna end the episode here, to be honest, unless there's like a little bit more thing. Oh, I kind of want to go over one last quick thing as the website freaks out for me here. So as I said, there is a cryptocurrency that you use to pay for all of this, and it's called Mana. And again, you have to first link to a wallet, and the prime wallet is MetaMask, which we do have on here, but we're not gonna, as we saw when it temporarily disconnect, we're not gonna actually run anything here because of the bandwidth. I don't have MetaMask. I didn't have MetaMask installed on this machine. In a future episode, I'm gonna go into let's see, 3 episodes ago, we actually did MetaMask live. Which is why we have it on this version of browser. And it uses, to recap, it's a web wallet that uses the Ethereum platform that basically allows it to, there's, I guess, Mana in 3D. Mana 3D, that's a video game. But basically it works on, I believe, Ethereum, and I think it primarily works on ERC20. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it is. And basically allows, it's basically kind of a man-in-the-middle browser extension, so that websites can talk between a Ethereum wallet and back, thus making that website technically Web 3.0 as it's marketed. So in order to do that, you have to get these Mana tokens, which are based off of, again, the Ethereum blockchain, similar to how all the objects are also NFT based now in that blockchain. And just to quickly go over about Mana here, is if we go over to CoinMarketCap, you can see that it's kind of a bit in the shitter right now. It's going a little bit down, went down 15%. I'm actually, just because I loaded this up an hour ago, I'm going to refresh the page, see if there was any updates whatsoever. Okay, so it got a little bit better at 15.22, but it's still kind of like in like shitcoin status here. Although the overall diluted market cap's fine, the general market cap, you guys see here, because it just floated around, and it launched in January, and it kind of just lingered here. And then the beginning of this year, where I think they moved it to 2.0, and it got a lot more press coverage, and you can just see the spikes here where it spiked up, and now it's kind of going back down, I guess, as it evens out. And this is the type of currency that you use in game. And remember that 3D blockchain viewer? Well, we're not going to view the blockchain here. This is what it normally, if you do it professionally, this is called Etherscan. This allows you to put in different Ethereum tokens as well as wallets and kind of look at their transactions or the blockchain itself. But this is sort of like what the sort of chain looks like here, where you have the different hashes and wallets and how they were matched and transferred. And like, this is the normal, like page 1 out of 4,000 just for the Mana tokens alone being exchanged. So as you can see here, this is how you would normally boringly view the blockchain. I cannot wait until there's Ethereum support for the 3D blockchain viewer, so that way we could view this blockchain in its full. And that, especially at 4,000, and even if we keep it at depth level 3, that should be very interesting to see how it maps that chain out in 3 dimensions, which is hilarious because we'd be basically mapping out a cryptocurrency token for a 3-dimensional world in 3 dimensions. So maybe that's a future episode when we visit VR stuff with blockchain. Who knows? But that's all I really wanted to cover with VR blockchain stuff today. I'm going to go to Facecam, and we're going to do our ending bit here. And our ending bit here is basically we do 2 things. First of all, I'm going to go to DLive, and I don't know if there's anyone in DLive. It's okay if there's no one there, but we do have a bunch of lemons. Yeah, lemons, you know, like, it's its own. It's not a cryptocurrency token, but as we covered in episode 3 when we talked about DLive, it's sort of like the inbuilt kind of tokenized currency that's not on the blockchain. It's very similar to bits in bits in sorry, my brain's dying right now because I am totally getting food after this. Very similar to bits on Twitch. In fact, I haven't looked up. I didn't see any timestamps on anything. So there's sort of a debate right now, and we're gonna bump this treasure chest up to like 70 something, I think. There's a debate on like the current theory is that I think DLive did Lemons first, I think, and then Twitch came out with Bits, and they said that they were independently developing Bits at the time, but you know, there's claims that Twitch copied from DLive. Nobody knows. All I know is DLive used to have PewDiePie, and now he's back on YouTube again because YouTube sucks ass. And we just put 71 lemons in here, so I'm just going to hit distribute rewards right now. And so if you're in DLive right now, you can get a free 72 lemons. And now we're going to go on Twitch, and provided that nothing crashes, we are going to raid a channel. So thank you for watching this episode of Crypto Barons. I know this is a really short episode, and I apologize for starting late. We had some issues with the beefy computer here, but I'm still happy to have this beefy computer. It allowed us to explore a lot more than what I originally thought we were going to look at today. And if you're on Twitch, stay tuned because we're going to go over and we're going to raid someone's stream here. Let's try to find something not appropriate in terms of like lewdness, but just, you know, just kind of a topic that we can look at. Let's go to the live tab. So if you're on Twitch, stay tuned. If not, if you're on Facebook or DLive, thank you for showing up. Same thing if you were unfortunately stuck on Facebook, which for some reason the streaming thing didn't work. I think I have to reset it again. And also, hi everyone out there on Diode Zone, although I think I have to now move over the YouTube version. And speaking of YouTube, all you elite hacksaws watching this on YouTube via NVIDIA's through Tor, awesome, crazy people. Okay, so we have a bunch of options to raid here. We have some dev things. We have some music things going on. Unfortunately, so far I can see there's no crypto things tonight, which is kind of sad because usually there's something in here with cryptocurrencies that sometimes we can go to, but I don't think that's the option in this case tonight. But again, I want to thank for everyone here. And again, if you liked today's episode, whether you're watching this live right now or, you know, you're going to stream something, if you're watching this after the fact, pre-recorded, and you were just curious about, you know, virtual reality and cryptocurrency, is this an Elon Musk scam? Like, what's going on? Thank you for watching, and you can really help us out by clicking that like, share, subscribe button on Twitch, DLive, or YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that bell to guarantee that you get the notifications for us. This allows us to, you to get kind of a heads up on, what's going on the show when our future episodes are coming up. Speaking of future episodes, Crypto Barons, if you're unfamiliar, happens every second to fourth Saturday of every month. This was a tricky one because it was like we had an extra day and Saturday and tomorrow, which is 2 days from now, Memorial Day weekend, is an extra Monday, so everything was sort of out of order. We have a more normal ass month next in June, so I can tell you right now that the next two Crypto Barons episodes are going to be on the 12th and the 26th. The 12th, provided that fourth time's the charm and I don't have to delay this again, we're finally going to cover masternoding, and I'm really excited, especially because after the crypto economic dip, more people now know what Polygon is, which is formerly Matic. That was the OG platform that we're going to cover masternodes on, so I can't wait to tackle that. It's going to be a lot of code, a lot of network stuff. It's going to be super fun times. And then we have one on the 26th, which I have a couple of options I could think of, but we'll see how it goes. A lot of cool things that we can do on Crypto Barons all throughout literally the rest of the year. I came up with topics for this like 2 years worth of topics, and more because I've had to delay episodes. More cryptocurrency stuff always keeps happening because that's that world. So I hope to see you on June 12th and June 26th. Tomorrow, because I had to delay it, I'm going to do a special episode of Master of Unlocking at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I teach people how to pick locks, and we're going to have a sort of really bizarre version of that. Also, if you want to check out, we might have 2 circuit breakers in June. Archvile Linux perspective is still going on, although we want to change 1 or 2 aspects about that to even make it more awesome in the future. And just as a reminder, which is why you should hit that bell on YouTube and like, share, subscribe on Twitch, DLive, and YouTube. is that our meeting is going to be on the 18th. We're already putting together the kind of cool talks. We're also going to have this, we're going to have a hybrid, kind of like DEF CON. It's going to be there's going to be an in-person element back at our old place at Subculture. And we're still going to stream stuff live, and we're going to actually have speakers come in live. And we're putting that together right now. Right now, it's going to be another themed episode. And I am really excited to show you essentially, never mind the next 3 months all the way up to DEF CON 29, but just the rest of the year, because I'm the one who kind of puts the... our members suggest speakers stuff, and sometimes they want to speak on topics, but I'm the one who kind of organizes the schedule, and I'm just seeing all the stuff that we have, whether it's our independent shows or our future meetings. I'm really excited, both in person and online, of what we're going to do, and I realize how white my teeth is. So anyhow, thank you all out there. Thank you for watching. I know it's kind of a bleh episode, but it was really cool to check out all the virtual stuff that's on cryptocurrency. It's going to be very interesting because VR is a young tech, blockchain is a younger tech. It's going to be, recent VR is a younger tech. It's older than blockchain, but it's like in terms of like actual usefulness where like people have it in their homes permanently and it's not $1 billion. Younger tech, and cryptocurrency and blockchains are younger tech, so it's going to be interesting to see these evolve hand to hand in the future. Hopefully it doesn't go complete tits up like NFTs did. Again, I hope to see you tomorrow for Master of Unlocking at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a weird special episode of that. And then the following Sunday, there's going to be the normal Master of Unlocking, which I already have stuff in the mail. And I hope to see you for future Crypto Barons, where we talk about blockchain technologies with the blockchain itself, as you can see here, on June 12th and June 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's it. I'm Sidepocket. I'm one of the 2 co-founders of DCG 201. Stick around for the awesome music. If you're on Twitch, stick around for the raid, because there's even going to be more awesome music. That's going to be your hint. Thank you for watching Crypto Barons. Hope to see you next time. Hack the Planet. Dirty Jersey represents. And remember, make sure to charge your laptops. Peace, everyone. Thank you for seeing the episode. Enjoy the outro music.